As a beginner photographer, one of the big questions we ask is, what gear can I buy? And if you find yourself on a budget, then surely you want value for money. In this video, I want to share with you a few gear options that will get you started and give you decent results on a budget. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Benjamin, aka Mr. Playkala. Now on this channel, I share with you my experience, tips and tricks that will help you better your game in photography and filmmaking. If you want more, subscribe. Alright, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Yeah, so you have a small budget and you're wondering what camera, what gear should you buy as a starter or as a beginner photographer. I need to mention that in the modern day, many cameras are very capable of giving you great results, and it shouldn't really matter which brand exactly you go with. We have brands like Canon, Nikon or Nikon, depending which part of the world you come from. We have Sony, we have Fuji, and many other brands. Yeah, but it shouldn't really matter which one you should buy, because all of them are very, very capable. I think you should mostly think about the lens options that these cameras will offer, because some brands like Canon and Sony offer quite a wide range of lenses that you can use with the bodies. Yeah, but a simple and entry-level camera might cost you about $700, which is probably about 2.5 or 2.7 million here in Uganda. Yes, right. So I need to mention that we have mirrorless cameras on the market. Yeah, but you can still get yourself a DSLR. If you do not know the difference, I advise that you go watch another YouTube video that talks about DSLRs and mirrorless and advantages and disadvantages and all that. But in my opinion, I would recommend you to get a mirrorless camera that falls within your budget. Yeah, and for me the reason is simple. Mirrorless cameras are pretty advanced. They are new technology, and so they have so many benefits to them over the DSLR cameras. Yeah. Number 2, lenses. Lenses are a very big deal, guys. Yeah. But of course, when you're starting out, you don't have the budget to buy those expensive lenses, or like we now like to call them, glass. Okay, usually when you buy your new camera, it comes with a kit lens. Kit lenses are not so great lenses. They are just basic. They will give you the basic functionality, and they are usually zoom lenses. For example, if you're using a cropped camera, the zoom lens will be from 15 to 55 millimeter. That would be the focal length. And if you have a full frame body, then the kit lens might be from 24 to 105, depending on the brand that you buy. But usually they are zoom lenses. Now, they are not really good with low light. That's one of the downsides. But if you're starting and you buy a camera with a kit lens, it will get you started into photography at a budget. However, if you have a little more money on you, then I would recommend you buy a 50mm f1.8. This is one of the best lenses you can buy on a budget. A 50mm is a prime lens. It doesn't zoom in or out. If you need to zoom, you just walk further or back further or closer to your subject. So at a cheap price, you get sharp photos, great low light performance, and those blurry backgrounds that everybody loves. You can watch my other video that I made about the 50mm to get an understanding of what it can do. So as you get better at photography, you can always make upgrades. You can always get better lenses, a wider variety, because there's really so many amazing lenses. You can, get to the 85, you can go to the 135, even those amazing zoom lenses that we see. You can always upgrade to those if your budget allows, and also if you've become better at your craft. Yeah, but for starters, a 50mm will give you, amazing results at a low budget. Yeah. Number 3, a camera flash or a speedlight. Yes, when you're starting out, usually a speedlight is just enough to give you good results. It will give you easy control, and great results on the go. So for the speedlight, it basically goes on top of your camera. You can always adjust the settings. It's really easy to use. It's quick, it's portable, so it has so many of those advantages. I would recommend using a speedlight with a rechargeable battery. Personally, I use the Godox V860 Mark II. I found it to be reliable, and it's really powerful because it can shoot through for a reasonable amount of time. Yeah, though you have to be mindful when you shoot with your speedlight at very high powers, then you're going to drain the battery really fast. But all in all, it's a very good option. I don't recommend you buying these speedlights which use AA batteries. They are usually cheaper, however they'll turn out more expensive over time because you have to keep buying and replacing the drained batteries, whereas there's batteries that you can charge, AA batteries that you can charge, but I don't find it worth it. It's a lot of work, so you would rather buy the other speedlight that takes one rechargeable battery. That is really sufficient. And also, just to add on, I don't think when you're starting you really need to get the big strobes, because those are definitely expensive and there's a bit of a learning curve to them. Yeah, with a speedlight you can simply buy a trigger. Okay, if you want to get started with off-flash photography, then off-camera flash photography, then you can just get a trigger and you use that and it will give you some interesting results. Number 4, memory cards. Guys, memory cards are a no-brainer. You definitely need to invest in memory cards. I would say that you need to buy at least 2 memory cards, because if you're in a situation and one memory card dies out on you, at least you have a second one as a backup, so that's ideal. Also, invest in genuine memory cards, because memory cards are not really expensive. You can get a memory card at an averagely low price, so you don't have to worry much about their price, because if you go all the way cheap with memory cards, you're going to get issues of corrupting, and every photographer's worst nightmare is losing valuable photos because of some cheap memory cards. So avoid cheap memory cards. Get a good memory card and you'll be happy. Yeah, before I get to the final bit, the final gear that you need to buy, I encourage you to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Hit the notifications bell. That will help you know every time I release a video. Yeah, otherwise, let's get back into this. So finally, you need a tripod. If you're into nature, photography, wildlife, a tripod is basically going to be very essential if you're doing landscape. But also nowadays, many photographers are sliding into videography, in a way. So a tripod is going to be handy. if you need to shoot, you know, self videos, if you need to do interviews or anything in that line. So I really encourage you to actually invest in a cheap tripod. There's those of here in Uganda, a cheap tripod will cost you about 200,000, and that's about $50, 50 US dollars. Yeah. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, and keep creating.